Hello, I am just about to start. I'm going to give a few minutes for people to join here so that I can make my big announcement. Hello, Jackie. Thanks for being here. Just give a few more minutes here and then we'll get started. If you're here, say a hello. Tell me what's going on, if you're excited to hear what I have to say, or if you're just honestly excited that it's Saturday and you're not working. Hello, everybody. All right, so I think I'm gonna get started. So thank you so much for being here. I'm basically here to officially open the doors to my virtual functional medicine practice. This is, I guess, my virtual ribbon cutting, if you will. So thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. What is functional medicine? So if you know, if you have any experience with it, if you've heard just a little bit, drop it in the chat. Let me know any of your experience. I'd love to know. But if you don't know, what I'm here to tell you about is what it is, who am I, how I got here with my virtual functional medicine practice and my journey just in general. So what is functional medicine? Some people might think it's just a little woo-woo, but honestly it's gotten me to health, it's gotten me here today. So I want to give you just a little bit more about what I'm doing and what my story is. So if you know me, if you don't know me, my name is Dr. Felicia Pryor. I'm a certified functional medicine specialist, a twin mama, a Hashimoto's disease warrior. I am a pharmacist. I earned my Doctor of Pharmacy degree in 2013. I opened and managed a community pharmacy, CVS Pharmacy, and I'm also a pharmacist in long-term care right now. I'm a consultant. So yes, I am still a pharmacist. So what exactly is functional medicine? So by definition, functional medicine is the biology-based disease or approach that focuses on identifying and addressing the root cause of disease. So a good visual, I know it's a lot of words, but a good visual that my mentor Christine recently gave was that imagine a kitchen sink. So a kitchen sink, it's overflowing, it's filling, and the floor is just drenched in water. And you see a bunch of doctors in the corner, and what the doctors are doing are mopping up the floor. But they're not looking at what's actually causing the sink to overflow in the first place. So that's basically what functional medicine is getting to that root cause, looking at what is causing that sink to overflow versus just mopping up the mess. So this is what I'm doing. This is my goal is to get to the root cause of disease, to find health and healing from the root cause. And how exactly is that done? Through lab work, diet, lifestyle, stress management, sleep, health, mindset, looking into triggering events, looking into predisposing factors, family health, and then getting to all of this, using this as one big picture versus just focusing on one little disease. So you'll hopefully find health and healing, getting to the root cause of what's causing all of your problems. So I just want to share my story. It's been out there a little bit, but I do want to show tell you a little bit about me, what I've gone through, and how functional medicine has helped me, and then why I actually kind of am pivoting a little bit in my way of practicing medicine to this way. So about 3 years ago, when I had girls, Ariana, Eliana, about 2018, I started to notice that my eyes looked different. They weren't symmetrical. They were a little bit off. In addition, I was losing hair. I was gaining weight. I was taking daily naps, and I am not a napper. Like, if you know me, I hate to nap. I just don't recover well from naps. So I was just too fatigued to make it through the day without actually falling asleep. So of course I was a new mom. I just kind of looked at everything as, being a new mom, and this is what happens. You gain weight, you're tired, your hair falls out. But the eye thing, with my eyes just being different is kind of what took me to the doctor. So I went to a handful of doctors, saw an eye doctor, saw my primary, saw actually a couple of different eye doctors. And they drew some labs, actually. Ophthalmologist actually said, you know what, let's draw a couple of labs. He drew some labs, and we found out that my thyroid peroxidase antibodies, so the TPO, my TPO was off the charts. Like, it's so high, it was not even able to be read. However, my TSH, the thyroid stimulating hormone, the one that most doctors look at when you do get diagnosed with thyroid disease, was normal. So he sent me to my primary doctor. My primary doctor looked at my labs, and she said, it looks like you have some sort of autoimmune process going on with that TPO, super high TPO number. But your TSH is in range, so let's just sit here, let's wait, keep coming back, checking in, and, we'll just monitor it. And she kind of sent me on my way. She told me an endocrinologist probably wouldn't treat me just because my TSH was within range. So she sent me on my way. I had no referral, no plans, no goals, no anything. She just said, basically, go home, wait until your own body destroys your thyroid, and that's when somebody will start to treat me. And, being in medicine, being a pharmacist, I didn't really like that idea. I didn't think that it was fair that I had to just go home and wait for my body to destroy my own thyroid before I can start doing things. So that's when I started researching, learning, basically trying to find out what I can do from my own standpoint to start to heal and to, not let this situation progress for me. Excuse me. So I, as a pharmacist, I had a lot of the medical knowledge, but also suffering as a patient. I was excited to start implementing a lot of new ways of healing. So I changed my diet. I cleaned up my diet. I learned about supplements. I learned about all the different things that I could do so that I can, start on a path of healing. And that is basically where I fell into functional medicine. What I find when I share my story, it resonates with so many people. Let me know if something like this has happened with you, if you've gone to a doctor and they basically kind of brushed you off and said, let's wait until, you are not well until we can treat you. But with your symptoms that you are not well. Your own body. So, I find my story resonates with so many people. People have not been told that they can find the root cause of what's making them not well. They can, they don't need to suffer in silence. They don't need to just sit and not get treated and just wait. So this is what inspired me to really help people on the same journey and, find a path to healing, to advocate for themselves. So if this story, again, has resonated with you, I hope it has, but I also hope you haven't gone through something like this, where they told you that there was nothing wrong, but you knew there was. So I'll just tell you kind of what I've done and kind of where I've found my healing. So I am no longer napping. I changed a lot of my diet and lifestyle, and I lost the weight that I put on with the initial diagnosis of my thyroid disease. No more naps for me. Like I said, I hate napping. So these are things that you can do without having to take medication. And I know it seems a little crazy that I am doing things without medication, yet I'm still a pharmacist. But I'm here for you guys. I'm here to kind of help you, guide you through healing and what you can do and what you can learn about yourself so that you don't have to suffer. So, for myself, so far I've tested my sensitivities, my toxicities. I'm waiting on some hormone and gut results. So I haven't gotten that far yet, but I just wanted to share all of this with you and give you a sneak peek at what I'm doing. If you have any questions, please drop it in the chat. If you're watching the replay, drop a hashtag replay, and then I can check in with you and follow up. I do have a free guide that I've put together to send out for how to avoid the top 10 sensitivities or toxicities, in your house. So drop your email below, send me a DM, send me a text, whatever. Shoot me your email and I can send you over my top 10 toxicities in your household. I'd love to share that guide so that you can start cleaning up your life, just on your own, something that you can do. I'll also drop my calendar link below if you do have questions or you do want to talk to me, just for a free 15-minute discovery call, and you can, tell me what's going on with you. I'd love to help you. And I'll drop my website below too, and you can check it out if you want to see what I'm offering, what I'm doing. I'd be happy to see you, your face, if we can do a calendar call. I would love that. So I also did want to share tomorrow I will also be going live again, just to do a little bit of teaching on how to clean up your life, different sensitivities that you might have, toxicities, and then also just wanted to tell a little bit more about the different labs that I'm doing, that I'm offering now, so you can discover if it's potentially good for you. Thank you so much for listening. Again, drop your email below. I'll drop a couple of links, so look out for those. And if you are watching the replay, shoot me a hashtag replay so I can check in with you. Thank you. Hope you have a great Saturday. Bye.